Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon to you, and good evening if you're in Europe as well. My name's Rob Nixon. Super excited to be here today. One of my favorite topics on a webinar, attracting ideal clients. With all the work that we do with accounting firms all over the world, and we specifically love the sales and marketing piece. How do we find clients, retain clients, sell more to them, invent new things as well? So this particular webinar is going to be interactive. So here's what I need you to do. Some of you have already done it, which is great. Julie, Scott, and David, please open up the chat. Down the bottom it says chat. Open that up. We are not going to do Q&A question thing. We're going to do chat questions. So open up the chat, and as a couple have already put in there, say, hello, I'm from, or hi from, wherever you're from. I'm coming to you from Brisbane, Australia. It is 6 a.m. in the morning. It's a fantastic day looking today. Sun is up, golf later on the day, but please open up the chat and write in there, hi from wherever you're from, because we're going to use the chat as the tool to communicate. This is a webinar, it is live, and as a result, Kellis from Canada here. Cool, what's going on in Canada today? Orlando, Florida, Sweden. Hello, Lars. New someone from Europe would jump in. Love your hat collection. Thank you, Tim. So as others are getting in, Tim, I'm playing the top 100 golf courses in the world right now and the top 100 in Australia. And the deal is when I finish the last round of golf, my list must be current because the list changes every 2 years, about 10 to 15% rolling in and out. I've already played 20 of the world lists that have dropped off the off the list. So as I play the course, hat goes on the wall. You are actually inside my clubhouse at my private golf course at my house. The world's best backyard golf course. Google it if you choose. So we're all in. Great. Thank you, Tim. All right. Yeah, bit of a nut job back here. Guelph. I've been to Guelph, Eric. There you go. Interesting. Ottawa, Canada, Vancouver. Glenn, I'm in Vancouver and Whistler actually in January. Washington, D.C. We've got Saskatoon. We've got Grenville, South Carolina. We are from all over. Let's have some fun. All right, team, let's get into it. Let's get into the webinar topic of attracting ideal clients. Attracting ideal clients, that's what it's all about. It's all about how you can attract the clients you want. As I said before, my name is Rob Nixon. Been privileged to work with the accounting profession now just over 30 years, 30.5 years. Started my first journey with accountants in May 1994. Started when I was 10. No, only joking. And since then, I've trained over 200,000 accountants. I'm not an accountant myself. Coached about close to 1,000. Added close to 2 billion in profit to those, written books, etc. I'd like to push it a little bit here. And, cool. Looks like we've got some Addison from Profile 2020. I was just looking at your website yesterday, would you believe, Addison? I love the client testimonials, all the short 1 hour, 30-minute bursts from the dentist. Love that. Yes, yeah, Thomas, 10 years old. So, team, what's this all about? I want to give you a context first to see where this topic fits in the picture, and then we're going to dig into the topic. So, here's the context of what we're all about and what you're doing here. Unbeknownst to you, you are implementing your version of the accountant's operating system. Your version, right? I'm going to show you our version. Your version is what you're doing today to run your accounting business. Our version looks like this. After 3 decades working with you all over the world, worked out the best practice way to run an accounting firm. You are working your version right now. I'll show you quickly what our version is, and then we're going to dig into one topic out of 40 in the topics that we focus on. It's all about an end-to-end solution to do 3 things: reduce personal time, to increase profit, and build a more sustainable business. Your version is the way you do it. This is the way we do it here at Profitable Partners. So here's the model, right? And these are all the things you need to consider as you run your accounting business. Attracting ideal clients is just one of those, right? It's just one of those. So you need to consider operations as the bigger picture. Workflow, North American friends, you've got it about to kick in again in a couple of months, 3 months, boom, away we go again. Cash flow, technology, internal reporting, internal systems. You need to get that sorted. Your time, you've got to get that sorted. Your time effectiveness how you delegate, what partners do with their time, what we call the 30-60-10 rule, and then use of virtual assistants and personal assistants. You've got to get your time right in your version of your accountant's operating system. Clients, we've got to get the client mix right. Who is the target market? We're talking about that today. How do we communicate with them on a regular basis? The cadence of communication. Classifying clients, client relationships. How do you build and deepen relationships and build client loyalty? You've got to consider that. Team members, getting the right team members on the bus. We've got to get the right team on the bus, the right people in the right seats in the bus, as Jim Collins would say. The right structure, the organizational structure. Team performance, are they performing optimally? Culture, are they behaving in a way that you want them to behave? And then lastly, the behavior of the culture. Is the culture documented? How are they behaving? Products, part of your operating system. Product types, as in what you sell. Is it documented? Can it be packaged? Is it scalable? Is there a menu, a pick list of product, or do you just do what the client asks you to do? Growth, pricing. Again, the right price. Here we are coming towards the end of the year. One opportunity to right price all of your clients for next year. Client growth. Thank you, Dennis. Slide deck and the recording will be available, but you have to stick around for the free gift, right? Stick around for the free gift. I've got an awesome gift for you. No strings, just got to fill in a form, get the gift. Awesome gift. You're going to stick around for that, but you will be emailed the recording and the slides as well. You're welcome. All right, cool. Pricing. We did a pricing webinar last month on getting to the right price. Client growth, making sure that clients are buying everything that they need that helps them achieve their goals. Marketing, top-line marketing, top-of-funnel marketing. We're doing that today, right? Tracking clients. Sales. We're not doing a sales workshop today. We're doing a marketing workshop today. And M&A, mergers and acquisitions. You've got to consider that as well. Leadership, how you drive and run your business. What is your operational plan? How aligned are you? And are you working on alignment with your team? Vision, strategy, and lasercution, what we call lasercution, which is execution with laser focus. Let's get some lights on there. There you go. Cool. Execution with laser focus. I made that word up. And lastly is momentum, getting momentum within the team engagement, meeting rhythms. We've got solving issues, innovation, and themes. So there's a lot to do in your accounting business without a doubt, right? We call it AOS, Accountant's Operating System. You are running your version of AOS. We would argue, we would debate, we would prove that our version is somewhat more effective. And as you look at your journey, you're actually on a journey in your life as an owner or future owner of an accounting business. You're on a journey, what we call the AOS journey. And the objective is time, profit, and scalability. And of course, depending on your implementation effectiveness and speed will determine which level, the 3 levels, right? You can choose to stay where you are, typically as a practice owner. A practice owner, a practitioner practicing their craft, typically grinding it out and working way too much in it. And the money's okay, but you don't have a huge amount of time, right? Practice owner, practitioners practicing their craft. Hey, team, it's time to stop practicing. You've been at it long enough. You should be good at this practice thing by now. It's time to flip the switch and not just change your mindset and become a business owner, but change your core activity as well. And the core activity is when you spend more time working on it than in it. The term working on the business, not in the business, has been around a long, long time. You've heard of it before. And it's an activity of grinding it out in it or working on it and developing and growing the business. Now, we want to change the ratios here, more on it than in it. And here we get more money and more time. But there's a third level if you choose to go to, if you choose in your journey, in your career. And that's what we call investor model. And the investor model, investor level, is where you've gotten yourself as an owner out of every single job. You're about to meet someone who's done that in a moment, right? You've gotten yourself out of every single job. You're out of the tax manager job. You're out of the business manager job. You're out of the client relationship job. You're out of the marketing job. You're out of the IT tech support job. You're out of the admin job. You're out of every single job, and you become an owner, but not an operator. You've built a business that works without you. Seen it time and time again. And now you've got a choice. Do you sell it like a good client of mine did for 2.5 times revenue, cash deal in Colorado? Or do you keep it and create generational wealth? You decide. What we have are the tools, the processes, systems, and support to take you to the 2 levels. You typically start off at practitioner level. We want to take you to business owner level, and if you choose to go to investor level as well. It's a beautiful thing when you've got a business that works without you. I'm not quite there yet. I will be soon. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still in the business owner level. I spend way more time working on it than in it. Today is in it, of course. But you can get your business to investor level where you are on the board, you still own the equity, and you've got a business that prints cash. It's a beautiful thing. Or you could choose to wind it back a bit, stay in the tools if you choose to, and be a business owner that is still involved with clients. Up to you. But either way, if your level of annoyance is high right now, you might want to change. Here's Shannon. She's already done this. Listen to this.
Hi, my name is Shannon Badger, and my husband and I own a CPA firm in Texas, and I just wanted to share a little bit about our experience with Rob Nixon's boardroom. My husband and I founded our firm in 2014, and we joined boardroom in the fall of 2018. So we were about 4 years in, and we were $1 million in revenue. We had 10 employees. We had a lot of partner billable time. And honestly, we were really struggling with owner alignment and burnout, and we weren't getting a lot of time with our kids. We had 4 children under the age of 5. And so it was just a really difficult season of life. And so we invested in the program, and we implemented for about 2 years in the program. And then we've continued to implement the principles we learned the last 3 years. And now our firm is about 7 million in revenue. We have 46 employees. We only have 140 clients, and our average client size is 50,000 per client. And we also have 0 partner charge time. So we get to come into client meetings when we want to, but we don't have any client deadlines or billable time allocated to us in the firm. And that's really been life-changing because we can focus on the firm initiatives and sales and the other places that our firm needs us, training, developing our team, stuff like that. So it's truly been a gift. I would encourage you to consider it. Sometimes you feel like you might know what you need to implement in your firm, but the reality is if you were going to do it on your own, you would have done it already. And so it's good to have a support group. It's good to have a coach. And I guarantee you the ROI really is there. And so if you're considering it, I would be happy to even be a reference or talk through our experience. But I highly recommend the program. I believe all CPA firms should be in it at some point because the tools really have been life-changing for us. Thank you.
So if you want to get to investor level, team, you have to invest. You have to put some effort in. It's just not going to happen on its own. You listen to Shannon and her husband, Jonathan, they have attracted ideal clients just for them, right? They structured their business in such a way so it essentially works without them. They choose to be in there a little bit, but they're not in the tools. They're not doing the grind. They're not doing the day-to-day at all, right? All been replaced, but it wasn't like that when we started with them. And wherever you are today is wherever you are today. You've got a choice, and I'll repeat this choice at the end. You can do nothing. I'll give you a bunch of ideas, a bunch of teachings, some action points you can take away straight away, and a good gift. I've got a great gift for you. You're going to love this one, right? We used to sell this gift for $300. You're free, totally free. And you may do nothing, or you may do a little bit on your own. But I know that if you choose to, we can actually help you. So we are looking for our ideal client right now. We've got capacity between now and then there for 8 more. We coach accounting firms to be successful like Shannon. Here's our criteria. More than $1 million in revenue, more than 1 to 5 aligned partners, not more than 5. Ambitious, you've got to be driven, do something different, and coachable, right? Driven and coachable as well. Let's meet to see if we can help. And certainly we can either use the QR code, or if Wendy's online, she might even pop in the meeting thing, right? So, which I've neglected to do. So QR code, we can meet, see if you're suitable, see if we're suitable to you. and see if we can help you at all, right? So we'll repeat that as we go on. Let's get into our topic. Let's get into our topic of attracting ideal clients. Here is the context. Here is the context. If you want to attract, then you must first be attractive. How not your physical appearance for you personally, right? Maybe your dress standards, right? But not your physical appearance of your face or your body, but your business. How attractive is your business to attract? Because ideally, you want prospects coming to you and they say, I want to do business with you. I need you guys. I've heard about you guys. I've been reading your content. I've read your book. I've seen this. I've seen that. I want to be, you've been attractive. So how, right? This is all about you being attractive so that you can attract. There are three things. I'm going to dig deep into these three things. There are three things that we need to work on to be attractive. Number one is going to be the who. Who, exactly who is it you are targeting? Who is your ideal client? If there was a seminar room and you were the presenter and there were 20 prospective clients in that room and they were perfect, if they became a client, they'd be a perfect client. What would they look like? What are their demographics, psychographics? What's their behavior, business type, business size? Exactly who they are. We have to work on the who to attract. We have to work on the why. Why should I choose you? What makes you unique? You know, here we are in this world of abundance, and I can pick any accounting firm I want. But why should I choose you? What does your brand look like? What does your thought leadership look like? What does your expertise look like? Why is the website old and outdated? Is the look and feel of the place boring? Why should I choose you? One of my clients overnight, past phone, Bob Govro. Bob's in Toronto. I just saw this on LinkedIn this morning and on Facebook. Just won accounting firm of the best employer of the year in his region. Best employer. Why should I choose you? Because you treat your people really well, right? Bob, when I met him, was $220,000 in revenue. Last year was $10 million in revenue. I coached Bob for about 4 years in the middle of that. And the third component is how. Who, why, how? Who are you targeting? Whoops, come here. Whoop, back a bit. There you go. Who are you targeting? Why should I choose you? And how do I get to hear about you? Who's your ideal client or prospect? Why should I choose you? And how do I get to hear about you? Those are the three things we need to work on to attract ideal clients. So let's dig into the who. By the way, this webinar will last somewhere between 60 and 90 minutes, depending on how many questions you have. I want you to ask loads of questions, entirely up to you how many questions you ask, but anything on your mind, we've got time to, I'll put time into the agenda to ask questions, and do that, of course, through the chat, not the Q&A piece on the thing, the chat, use the chat. So who are they? Who are your ideal clients? You know what they look like because you've got some now. Here's the test on the ones you've got now. Would you enthusiastically re-sign them? Assuming you've got a signed engagement letter, right? Would you enthusiastically re-sign them? If the ones are the yeses, then they're probably your ideal clients. Let's define what an ideal client looks like. First of all, I live in a world of abundance. I live in a world of, if I lose one, I'll find two better down the road. I believe if I fire one, there's a better one around the corner. And I believe they should all, that's all underlined, right? All be A-class clients. All of them. Life is too short to work with clients who don't pay their bills on time, who are rude to your people, who don't send their workflow in on time. They're just difficult to deal with. They're a bit shady, right? We don't want that. So here's a criteria for your ideal client. And you choose of this criteria what's appropriate to you. There's no two firms have the exact same ideal client. First of all, is it an existing business, not a startup? My big preference is that we focus on business clients, not personal individual clients. Here's why. Business clients have opportunity for growth. Business clients are doing lots of different things, more interesting. Personal income tax returns, T1s in Canada, 1040s in America, they will go the way of the dinosaur. In countries around the world, governments are phasing out the need to do personal income tax returns. The only reason you should keep them is if you've got wealth management, insurance, financial planning, etc. There's a back end other than the personal income tax return. They clog up a lot of administration. They clog up a lot of senior time. They clog up a lot of time in times when you should be working with your main game. Personal opinion, business client, not a startup. Startups don't have any money, right? They need money to pay you. No money, no play. Unless they're funded, of course, you're in the SaaS world and they're tech funded by VCs or PE firms, right? The client has potential. What do you mean by that? Well, they've got potential to grow their business, right? They've got potential when you meet them for you to sort things out with them because the other accountant didn't do a good job doing that and you can help them. They've got potential, right? There's some upside in here. We can do what we need to do this year, but I can see there's some more opportunity here. They make a profit now. Ideally make a profit now. It was interesting, we were in, talking about Canada, we were in just over the border the other week, and we're talking about this particular client did $5 million in revenue. So we had one of our coaching boardroom groups at the local host firm from Cardston. Local host firm gave what we call a stuck, right? I'm stuck with this client. We had 8 firms in the room. We had about 20 people, I suppose, 24 people in the room from all leadership from the 8 firms. And their stuck was this particular client. And this client did $5 million in revenue, but 0 profit. And the client bitched and moaned and used up a lot of partner time, and of course would pay their bills late. And I said, well, there's no profit, but they're making a decision of $100,000 a week where the money goes. There's plenty of money available. They're just making judgment decisions at $100 a week where it goes. They're paying the wages, they're paying the leases, they're paying the credit cards, they're paying the inventory, the suppliers, the vendors, etc. And they're making decisions where they're going to left. But there's plenty of money available. But ideally, the client makes a profit now so they can pay you. They're in line with the niche you want to serve. American friends, it's niche, not niche. There's no T in niche. So you may decide to focus on a niche, like our Profile 2020 guys that I was just talking about before. They focus on dentists. Interesting, when I started coaching Chris and Brent, so team asked these guys this because I know I've got it on film. They had about 30% of their clients as dentistry clients, and the rest were general business and some personal income tax returns. And I said to them, apparently I said this, I will work with you if you go 100% in on dental. And they did, and they did. Within 2 years, they've grown the business from $2 million to $6 million. They'd gotten rid of all of the clients that weren't dental clients, and this business is booming. I was randomly on their website yesterday, checking them out, Profile 2020 in Georgia, just north of Atlanta. They've decided to go down a niche. They didn't have 100% niche when I met them, but now they do. You met Shannon a minute ago. Their niche is oil and gas. They're in San Antonio, all oil and gas industry, right? You decide where you want to play. You can play in the general market. That's fine. I'll talk about niche markets pretty soon. Or you can play in an industry sector. Up to you, right? The owners, they're ambitious. They're ambitious owners. You want owners that actually want to do something different. Thank you, darling. Coffee's arrived. It's 6:25 a.m. in the morning, time for a coffee. Are the owners ambitious? Ambitious owners are driven by growth. They want to do different things, which means more opportunity for you, more interesting things for you. There's 5 criteria. We've got 10. Next one. They're open to new ideas. Ideally, you are an innovative accounting firm. You are an innovative accounting firm. You come up with ideas. You come up with solutions. You just don't do and react to what the client wants you to do or the government wants you to do. You know, if there's a change in government in America the next two weeks, there'll be some tax changes. There always is. And you'll go back to your clients to say, we can restructure, right? Last couple of years, we've had our COVID benefits, and you've had all sorts of schemes and scams. Not scams, of course, they're schemes where you've taken ideas to clients. How open are your clients to new ideas and prospects? Really important, this next one. They're nice people to deal with. They're nice, good people, right? I can say, hand on heart, 100% of the firms we work with today are nice people. They're great people to deal with. They're all A-class clients. We've already fired the ones we don't like. You know, that happens in business. You've got to do that every single year. We haven't fired one for a couple of years, I don't think. Properly fired. Nice people. What's the point? Here's the thing, right? When you sign a client up, any client, they stick with you. They stick with you whether they're a bad client or whether they're a great client, right? Whether they're a D class or A class, they stick with you for quite a while, 10, 15, 20 years if you let them. And if they start off as a negative, miserable person, they will always be. If they've got a chip on their shoulder when you meet them, they still always will. You know what it's like. You meet people 20 years later, you haven't seen them for 20 years, and they're still an idiot. You don't like them then, you don't like them now. People don't change. Nice people to deal with. They play by your rules. The clients play by your rules. It is your business team, not your client's business. You set the rules. You set the workflow rules. You set the communication rules. Don't just randomly call me or text me. Book an appointment, right? Don't just let your email go bananas. We were talking about this during the week. We had what we call a momentum session. So in our coaching, we have face-to-face coaching where we travel to I live in Australia, so does Wendy Miller, my partner in crime, coach partner. And we go to the US for face-to-face, and we also do Zoom meetings as well in groups. And we do face-to-face, we do workshops, all sorts of stuff, right? Anyway, during the week, a couple of days ago, we had a client situation where they weren't playing by the rules. They weren't playing by the rules. It's your business team. You set the rules of engagement. This is the way we work with you. This is how you pay us. This is how you communicate with us. Don't email me. So one of the firms, 200 emails a day, all client related. Why? Because that partner let those clients do that. They let them do it. Instead, at the start of the engagement, if you said, look, hey, Bob, looking forward to working with you. Here's the 3 people you can contact, or 4 people. In my world, my accounting firm, I have 4. As in, I don't own an accounting firm. The accounting firm that serves my business needs, I have 4 people to work with. And they told me at the outset, John, the partner, he will deal with this. We've got Tiffany, the bookkeeper, she'll deal with this. Client excellence coordinator will deal with that. And Maria, the accountant, will deal with that. I don't communicate that often with John. I'm not emailing him like others are 200 times a day. You set the rules, educate your client. So this ideal client plays by your rules, but you first can have the rules. You can make an 80% gross profit on them. We need to make a profit on our clients. In the pricing workshop we did last month, we talked about thank you, Gigi. That was to hosts and panelists. By the way, if you're sending a message, please, team, Gigi just sent one to me privately. Down the bottom it says little blue thing, everyone, or hosts and panelists. Tick everyone. That would be easier so we can see but that was to be thinking. You can go enjoy your time. You can make a profit now. So in the pricing workshop we did last month, I spoke about profit per client, and I spoke about, the average hourly rate per client. Once we set a target of average hourly rate, we need to determine with what the client's got, can we make that margin on them now? And lastly, number 10, they're not a price shopper. They're not looking for the cheapest. They're not a price shopper. You don't want price shoppers, team, right? You don't want people to say, look, I'm interviewing 5 accounting firms right now, and I'm looking for the most cost-effective solution for us. Wrong strategy. Sorry, we're not for you. In fact, we'll be the most expensive option. You know why? You get what you pay for. At the outset, get rid of them. Don't even interview them, right? Get rid of them. They're not an ideal prospect. So we're looking for ideal clients, and we need to determine who they are at the outset. Who they are. Lisa, good question. Let's do that. Do you tell people before signing engagement how to communicate with us issue? Absolutely, right? So, Lisa, when you've got a client about to sign an engagement letter, they're at the point of sale made. Sale is made, right? So, and you could say, let's say, Lisa, your client is called Rob. Hey, Rob, before we sign up and before we take you on, we're looking forward to doing that. I just wanted to explain how we work with you. We have 4 people that will be working on your account. I'll certainly be overseeing it, but I won't be doing the work. Jim here will be doing the most of the annual work and the monthly work. The annual work. Mary here will be doing the monthly accounting work. And then we've got Tiffany over here who'll be doing the data collection and random questions that you may have. So here's their email or here's their cell phone, whatever's appropriate. I just want to let you know that before we get started. Are you okay with that? They say, sure. And you can add in, Lisa, I'm always available, no question about it. But I just want to let you know that these are the main people you'll be dealing with on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. From the outset. Do it from the outset and you won't have the problems you've got today with some clients, right? So, ideal client. Keep the questions coming. More questions. I love the random stuff. If you are focusing on a niche market, the who, if you decide to, here is an 8-point checklist to determine who they are. Before we get to that, I want to give you 4 reasons to target a niche, not a niche. 4 good reasons. Number 1, marketing. It is so much easier to target when you know exactly who they are and where they sleep. Not physically where they sleep, but where they hang out. Marketing is easier. You are more useful to them. You're able to help them more. In my world, accounting firms for 30.5 years have been my only client, right? And I'm more useful to you because I've seen every situation. I know how it rolls, right? I can answer quickly like you can on that question right there, Lisa, because I've done it before, seen it before. I'm more useful to you. Speed equals more useful. You're more useful when you have a market that you just focus on. You're more efficient with them. You're more efficient working with them. Talk about dentists and Profite, firm in Fort Lauderdale we worked with for a couple of years. Also dentists. Dentists, we're going to get off the dental topic in a moment. Just give you this last example. Makes $800, Peter, makes $800 an hour on bookkeeping. Why and how? Well, first of all, he charges his dental clients $200 a month for reconciliation of their books. Every single dental client is on QBO. Every single dental client has the same chart of accounts, the same setup, and they can all the text being set up. They can reconcile in 15 minutes. $800. They're more efficient because they're all the same, and because of this niche market, you can become an expert in your field, and you can charge premium fees. 4 good reasons to pick a niche. Marketing is it. If we're talking about marketing today, you'll either hire a marketing person or hire a marketing company. And the first question, or one of the first questions they'll ask is, So who are you targeting? Everybody. No, not going to fly. We're targeting all businesses in the Northeast. Yeah, there's like millions of them. Not going to fly. Specifically, who are we targeting? If it's a niche, then 8 criteria. Number 1, are there lots of them? Is the total addressable market, the TAM, large enough to focus on? Yeah. I even heard, we were talking about microbreweries a little while ago, a couple of years back in our boardroom program. And there's like 8,000 microbreweries in the US. There's plenty of them. Hotels, it could be veterinarians, it could be attorneys, it could be hotels, it could be any industry sector you want. In the USA and Canada, where we mainly work, there's lots of everything. Number 2, are they easily definable? Can you define what they look like? Well, there's a range of them. So in my world, there's about 150,000 accounting firms in North America, and they can be defined by categories. Number 3, are they easily findable? Can you actually find them? Are there industry associations where they are? Are there a database, a list of names that you can buy? Is there magazines that they absorb? Are they findable? Are they in meetings? Where do they hang out, right? Because as part of the who, once you determine who they are, we need a big database of them, right? Grow a big database of them. Number 4, do they have the ability to pay? There's tens of thousands of hairdressing salons. There's tens of thousands of massage therapists, but they don't make any money. They're all solos. Is that your target market? Probably not. Number 5. Number 5 is, does your intellectual property actually help them? So, with what you do, make a difference to them? With what you know about that space, because part of the why is content marketing, with what you know about that space, does your intellectual property help them achieve? I believe your duty of care is to help the clients that you want to help achieve their financial goals. And you're in the financial goals achievement business. And with that, you need content and methodology to help them achieve their financial goals. Does it help them? If it doesn't help them, they're not going to stay. Number 6, can you promise them an outcome? We're going to get to promising outcomes, called a brand promise, in the why section, right? We're talking the who. Can you actually promise them an outcome? Well, I can go back through the work I've already done with the 22 pubs. And of the 22 pubs we've worked on so far, the average increase in revenue in the last 3 years is 32.6%. The average profit improvement has been 41.2%, and the net wealth improvement has been 233% of the 26 we've already helped. So if that's the average, we could go to the marketplace and say, in the last 3 years, on average, we've increased revenue, profit, net wealth by average. Number 7, do you enjoy working with them? Over the years, just working with accounting firms in 18 countries so far. I see someone from Sweden here, Lars. We were in Sweden for a bit, done a bit of work in Sweden, Finland, Norway, lovely places. And people often say to me, would this work for attorneys? I said, yep. Would it work for consulting firms? Yep. Would it work for engineers? Yep. They're all professional services firms. So Rob, what an opportunity for you to go into these spaces. No, don't like them. I'd rather work with accountants, right? I'm not an accountant. I left school when I was 16, but I enjoy working with accountants because the accountants we work with are not the soft sole shoe cardigan brigade, right? Cardigans are fashionable, but you know what I mean, right? I'm not talking about the boring suburban accountant. We don't work with them. We work with the ones that are innovative, that want to achieve, that are entrepreneurial, they're fun, right? They do fun things. And lastly, number 8, will this niche business exist in the future? Will it exist in the future? Some businesses have been absolutely, democratized and dematerialized. Lisa, you are not just by you being on this webinar, Lisa, you are not the stereotype of accountant, right? I've met many over the years. Okay, let's go to a question here. Mike, any tips for transitioning out of having a general business client base and into a niche? Yeah. How do we do both target a specific niche for long-term plans while properly serving, nurturing, listening? Great. Okay, so Mike, hopefully you read the question as well. Let me answer in a couple of ways. And Mike, just give me answer the question, please, Mike. With your client base, what percentage of your client base, or actually give me a number, how many clients do you have in your niche right now vis-a-vis rest of clients, right? So just give me like 30/180, something like that. I just want to see where you're at with your current niche that you want to focus on and the rest of the market. 1 out of 400. Okay, right. So you've got an idea where you want to go, but you've got a bunch of general business clients in there. First of all, as a result of getting involved with all this, you'll be changing your digital assets to focus on the one niche. And by the way, Mike, what is the one niche you're targeting? What is it? What space? SaaS companies. Love it. Thank you. Deborah, I'll come back to you in a minute, right? SaaS companies. Got it. Cool. Tons of SaaS companies. I had a SaaS company for a bit, servicing accounting firms. Know the SaaS world pretty well. SaaS companies. Well, we're going to retarget the digital assets to SaaS, right? We're going to help SaaS companies do X, whatever that is. Your existing clients are not looking at your digital assets, right? But having said that, you can say to your existing clients, look, going forward, we are going to be targeting SaaS companies. We are not going to be letting go of you. We still want you as a client. So as an example, Mike, my old accounting firm did this. They were actually a general business accounting firm. They decided under some coaching by me to focus on legal firms, law firms, attorneys, solicitors, whatever your language is. And they redesigned their digital assets to focus, we are all lawyers. They call them accountants for lawyers, right? It's pretty cool. And they notified their clients, we're doing this, but we're not letting you go as a client. We still want you as a client. Now, that's the first thing. You have to notify the clients, right? And you're going to go deep into that space because marketing is easier when you focus on the SaaS for you, Mike, right? So with the balance, if you're committed to the SaaS, you would ask for referrals of your existing clients to SaaS companies that they know, not to anybody else. If you're committed to it, you want to go down SaaS, but you've got to be committed to SaaS and accept no one else new that is SaaS. So steps, decide and go all in, number 1. Number 2, so SaaS is software as a service, online businesses. Number 1, decide who, SaaS. Number 2, start changing digital assets. Number 3, communicate with existing clients. Number 4, ask for referrals and say no to everyone else. You have to say no to everyone else. Deborah says, can you have more than one niche? Well, depends how big your firm is. The answer is normally no. Would you consider small business a niche? So Julie, I'm going to answer Deborah and Julie at the same time. Small business. Julie, are you in the USA or which country are you in? USA. There's like 30 million small businesses in the USA, Julie. 30 million. You need 200 or 300 to make a good business. No, small business is not a niche. Small business is a category. Restaurants are a niche for sure. Deborah, can you have more than one niche? Well, not a fan of that because you've got, and typically this is in multi-partner firms making this decision. So Deborah, are you a multi-partner firm or solo? Just answer that, please. Solo. All right, Deborah. Look in the mirror. I'm going to be crude, but make to the point. You've only got one ass. You can only ride one horse at a time. You got it? Multi-partner firms typically have this debate. Right? Sorry about that, folks. Couldn't resist. Multi-partner firms have this debate, but I like mechanics, I like SaaS, and I like dentists or doctors. Well, that is a marketing nightmare. A marketing nightmare. Robert, say no to everyone else. What is it for a current client? Sure. Ask your current client who you love, and Arnie Joan was their mother, right? And now you got a small business. Ask your current client. We are looking for future clients like this. Please refer us those ones, not the other ones. We'd be really thankful if you could. Say no. But you've got to say no after you've determined who. Geetha, can you transfer from one niche to another? And if so, how do you go about it? All right. So you've had a crack at a niche and it didn't work. You can certainly change. If it's not going to work, I've had some firms focus on construction companies. It always seems to be construction. And some get it and some don't. And they go, this is all too hard. Construction companies, too complex, too many moving parts. I'm going to switch out and start again. You can certainly do that. How do you go about it? It's a marketing conundrum, right? You're changing all of your digital assets. You're changing your whole approach. You're changing your content. I have been very fortunate. I fell into accountants. I've stuck with you. You've stuck with me. It's all worked out pretty good. But you can transfer. So I want you to get specific. Here's our idea, very specific what we look for, right? And some of you are like this. Most of you are not. And we're okay with that. Here's the context of the ideal client. The more defined my target market, sorry, got the comment on the spot, they are, the easier it is they are to find. The more defined they are, the easier they are to find. So I believe, and this is my ideal or our ideal client member that we work with, only A-class clients. They're an accounting firm from the USA and Canada. We have 2 Australian firms, or we live in Australia, who signed up this year. We don't do any marketing in Australia anymore. And we said, look, we don't offer service in Australia. You need to fly to America. And they said, okay. We've had a UK firm fly to the USA all year because we said, Simon, we don't do service in the UK anymore, only in the US and Canada. So our marketing is to the USA and Canada, and we can know your deadlines, we can know your situation, and we can be more targeted to you. 1 to 10 million in current revenue. We've got firms at the 9 and 10 mark now, but they didn't start that way. So we like show us that you can get to $1 million in revenue. We'll show you how to get to $1 million in profit. Right, so we need to get over that hurdle. You need to get over that hurdle first, right? 1 to 5 partners. Why 1 to 5? Well, over 5, typically you've got too many committees and too many indecision makers, people who don't make decisions. We had a firm ready to sign up 2 weeks ago when we're talking about it. We said, no, not going to do it. Right? They said, let's go. We said, no, we're not going to go because they're too many partners. They're ambitious and coachable. So they need ambition. They need to want something else. They don't have a heavy audit division. You can have audit for sure. Many of our firms have audit, but it's not the biggest part of the revenue. Not an insolvency or recovery business, right? Because they're different. They're not a consulting heavy division. So as well as your yes list for who, also your no list. Who? Who is it you're targeting? Who, why, and how? Let's get into the why. Good questions. Keep them coming. The why is, why should I choose you? Why on earth should I choose you? With 150,000 accounting firms in North America, I'm not going to interview them all, but why should I choose you? What makes you different? What is your brand promise to me? What is the outcome of me working with you? So I want you to consider all the great work you do with your clients coming up with an objective as to why they should choose you. Here's some examples. And first example is why they stay and why they leave. And then we're going to wrap some wording around this. Clients stay with you because of financial intimacy. You've got them by the finances, right? They stick around because you know things about them that no one else does. We don't leave our accounting firm that quickly. Great news, team. Here we are, October 31, October 30 for North America. The deadlines are done. Most of the work is wrapped up. This next 2 months is prime time. Prime time, client acquisition time, because they've already finished the work with the previous accountant. Now it's time for you to show them why you should break financial intimacy. So they stay with you because of your financial intimacy with them. They leave because of financial frustration. They leave because of financial frustration. They leave because the customer service was bad. They leave because there's just no help. It's just reactive, frustrated. There's nothing coming from them other than the annual work that we do. They just do the have-to work. There's no innovation here. I'm frustrated, I'm leaving. But they stay because of financial intimacy. You work with them on their finances. You work with them on their financial goals. Those are writer-downers, right? So as you come under that context, you have to answer the question, so what makes you unique? What makes you unique? Why would I choose you? Here's an example. Here's an exercise, sorry. Get a flip chart, butcher paper, whiteboard, whatever, and brainstorm as a team. Hey, team, topic, what makes us unique? And the team go, partner access, great. Customer service, great. Write it down. Modern technology, great, right? Pleasing environment, great. Nice team members, awesome, right? Quality work. And you get the list on the board or the sheet of paper. Then, this is the brutal part, with a red marker pen. Cross off anything that any other accounting firm in your space could say. What's left is what makes you unique. If there's nothing left, then we need to make sure we understand and we develop something that does make us unique. Here's Jason. Jason's got a really cool unique.
Hi, my name's Jason Parr. I'm with Parr, Mellis and Associates. We have been with Wendy and Rob Nixon and Profitable Partners since middle of 2018. The first year we grossed about 3.6 million with about 750,000 net to each partner, 2 partners total. And now, 5 years into it, after following all of their recommendations and implementing all of the processes and the marketing and scaling everything, we will do about 8.5 million this year, and with about 2 million net to each of the 2 partners. I can't recommend their services enough. It's been, a godsend for us, and obviously the proof is in the numbers. So if you have any reservations about joining Profitable Partners, don't have them, just go ahead and do it. Thank you.
So what makes Jason and the team at Parr Mellis unique? First of all, 100% of their clients are automotive, mechanical, repair shops. They've got about 650 clients. With that industry niche, they focus on content on how to improve those businesses. So they write books. There's 2 books already written right now. If you go to their site, Parr Mellis, PARRMELIS, parrmelis.com, you can download one of Jason's Partner Hunt, one of his 2 books. Hunt runs a podcast, a weekly podcast. That's called Business by the Numbers with Hunt Demarest. You can listen to that. They do an annual benchmark report with their clients to prove that they know the numbers. They're unique that they go not just having a niche market, that's one thing, right? But they go deep into that niche to show them they know all about the numbers. And every year they grow and grow and grow and grow. That recording was done November last year. They hit 8.5 thereabouts. This year they've grown by another million. They won't hit 10 this year, but they'll do about 9.5, 9.6. But when I met them, they were 3.2. Year one, we got to 3.6, and then we've just been growing ever since then. So what makes you unique? And how are you capitalizing on that unique? Three big questions. Three big questions. You need to answer onto this why. Why should I choose you? Big one. Why should I stay with you? And why should I refer you? These are the three questions you need to answer that will help determine why with you. As we look at brand promise, and as we look at coming up with an outcome, an objective, it could be something like, you know what? We'll help you improve profits while paying the least amount of tax. I'll buy that one. Yeah, cool. That becomes the focal point. That becomes the context. We'll help you achieve your financial goals. We'll help you achieve your financial goals. Maybe your brand promise. We'll help you become financially retired. Yeah, oh, I like that idea. I want that. They're going to back it up, of course, whatever this promise is, with content, methodology, systems, process, right? But once you understand your brand promise, then all the content and strategy comes after that. We help whatever industry create wealth, lifetime wealth. You need a brand promise. You need reasons why I should switch. Because remember, that other accounting firm has financial intimacy with their clients as well. They also have financial frustration. They will leave when the level of frustration is higher than the level of intimacy. But you've got to be marketing all the time to that target market, and something will land. You know, we had Doug Walters in Sarasota, Florida, a couple of months ago. Doug, firm of ours, focuses. He's the one that. So back to Mike, right? So Mike, your question on transitioning. So Doug had a bunch of healthcare clients and general, right? And we said, let's go healthcare, Doug. Let's go healthcare. So healthcare, we started targeting healthcare. You got a database of healthcare businesses, and he uses a product called Fathom, Fathom. Fathom, it's a reporting tool. And in an email, a cold email, they put some example reports in an email. So look, you maybe have an accountant right now, but here's how we work with our clients, example reports. They literally signed up a $3,000 a month client like that. They added $7,000 per month in monthly recurring revenue last month, same strategy. What are you doing? Thomas, we've got, so please, again, if you're asking a question, please, so others can see it, tap on everyone, not hosts and panelists, but I'll read the question. Automotive shops somewhat broad. Could you or should one firm go more niche? Yeah, sure. Diesel, electrical, hybrid, over $1 threshold, for example. Obviously, your client has done well. Just curious if you think automotive shops is niche enough. Goes back to Thomas, the first question on selecting a niche. Are there lots of them, right? So we focus on accounting firms, for sure, lots of them, but we have about 20,000 target market in our criteria, not just every accounting firm. So if there's plenty of them, dig it down a bit for sure. So when you develop your brand promise and you're unique, here's ours, right? Here's ours. We'll help you earn more than $1 million profit per partner whilst working less than 500 client hours, right? That is our promise to the world. And if you want that, we can work with you. So all of our content, our strategy, our methodology goes towards that, but so does our marketing, right? So front and center on website is here, right? So for example, we've got the brand promise front and center on website, and we've also got our first average 12 months, 98.4% profit increase, which is true. First 12 months, 20.8% revenue increase, and 20.1% time decrease in year one, right? But this is front and center. So you understand what the brand promise is, and then you go deep, right? You go deep on that. So, Indy, what do you recommend in terms of closing clients for a small one-owned firm? I'm currently targeting clients who are multiple years behind. I'm getting leads, but not closing them. How do you build that trust with clients when you as a firm are new? When you're a new firm, Indy, often you're looking for cash flow, right? Anyone will do. Can they breathe? And does the credit card work? Unfortunately, Indy, they're going to stick around with you for the next 10, 15 years. So if you're targeting clients who are multiple years behind, you're targeting clients that are disorganized. You're targeting, we have a firm in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, who targets their tax resolution business, and all their clients are D-class clients. They are bad clients, and they're okay with that. And so this particular firm called Precision Tax, they spend a lot of money on ad spend targeting businesses and individuals, particularly businesses they want, that are behind the 8 ball with payments to the IRS, right? Their tax resolution business. And that's okay because that's what they want. If you decide that's what you want, Indy, then good luck to you. I'm going to say there's a bigger pool out there of quality businesses. If you're going to work on targeting a niche market, then back it up with some content, back it up with a body of work, back it up with a book, back it up with a benchmark report, an industry statement, white papers, blog posts, LinkedIn posts, videos on them, right? Prove that you're the person for the job. The why is all about why should I choose you? It's about building your brand equity in the target market. Who, why, how? 3 things. Let's talk about the how. The how, what is about a test that isn't good fit for, yeah, so curious. So David, so a test and audit work, if you are, let's say 80% audit, then I believe, right, and this is just a belief, that AI will sodomize audit in the future. Audit is about checks and balances. Audit is very historical. Yes, there's clients there that need extra help, but if you're very heavy on it, it's a hard one to wiggle out of. If you've got 20% audit, 30% audit. So David, what percentage of your business is audit or a test? What percentage? It's not that we don't like audit. 40%, yeah, that's cool. Construction niche, yeah, well, there you go. So that's the cool thing, David. Construction niche, if you're there, we can do other things to rather than just the audit. But unfortunately, a bit like 1040s, if you're in the US, and T1s, they will go the way of the dinosaur with better reporting through the banks, etc. Kathleen, percent 0, A and A, good work, Kathleen, right? If you're the other criteria, then we can possibly help. So how? Now we get down to specific tactics and strategies, and I want to tell you how Clinton has grown his business. Listen to what Clinton's done, and they'll tell you how he's grown his business. Here's Clinton.
Yeah, my name's Clinton Fonseca. I'm the managing partner of Sadowski and Company. We're a 3-partner firm with right now 15 people. And we've been with Rob Nixon and Wendy Miller since June of 2019. And when we started with the group, we were around $2 million in revenue and had 18 people. And what was interesting was right off the bat, Rob did a capacity study on our firm and told us we had, capacity to do about $4 million of revenue. And we kind of were going like, no, we don't think this is so. But, we said, okay, well, we're going to close the year this year at $4 million with 15 people. And we were doing $2 million and 18 people when we first got into the group. And the number one goal we had when we got in, the number one goal was we wanted to get back our life in the form of the time, effort, and energy that we spent in the firm. And that meant late nights, weekends, and that sort of thing. We wanted it for the whole team and for maintaining and retaining and keeping staff and team members, And that was one of our main goals. And then secondly, really was profitability. And we've kind of moved now because we kind of figured out the first part. And so we're moving into the second phase and have been in that second phase of just improving profitability. Where the other thing that's been real important to us is the firms, the other firms in the group, and the openness with the way the meetings are conducted and the way we share information. We've kind of found out that a lot of us have a lot of similar problems, but it's really good because people are at different phases of implementing different programs into their firm for improvement introduced by performance partners. So been extraordinarily happy and look forward to a long and continued relationship with Profitable Partners.
So how does Clinton double the revenue? One of the absolute keys on the how, he's got a salesperson. And sales people in the accounting profession are real, right? Not just the partners selling, but individuals who are not partners selling. If you want to really expedite your revenue, your volume of clients, we need marketing people and we need salespeople. And Clinton's business is in Savannah, Georgia, will continue to grow because the marketing function is away from the partners, and the sales function is away. The partners still sell for sure, but with a full-time salesperson, we've got more opportunity to sell. Marcos, again, added a question to host and panelists. Not everyone. What about adding wealth management service? Sure, it's a product offering. Absolutely, right? If you can do that, totally. You can add wealth management services as a way to grow revenue. What we're talking about in the how is what I like to call marketing gravity. Marketing gravity. Having prospects come to you. Attracting. You've got to be attractive, right? To attract, you've got to be attractive. Number one is you need to look like a thought leader in your space. You need to show them that you know what you're talking about. Show them with videos, show them with webinars, show them with book, show them with podcast if you choose, show them with articles, reports, white papers. This firm knows what they're talking about. We need to pump content out to our target market. Once we've got the who and we've got a database of the who, continually send them content, useful content. Tools. You're about to get a tool from me for free, right? This is content today. What content are you sending? And just remember, that target prospect that you want is already with another accounting firm, and they have financial intimacy over them. They may not be ready to move on the first email they read. They may not be ready to move on the first white paper they read, or the first video they view, or the first audio thing they listen to. But if you continue on with it, continue on, improve and show, then at some point in time, they may move. Web dominance. Where are you? Everywhere. You're on the channels where your target market is, right? So for example, we have a LinkedIn, 2 LinkedIn channels. I believe I saw a report this morning, 65 of the attendees were from LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn and you came from LinkedIn, it's not me, right? I have a full-time LinkedIn person. His name's John. He's Filipino Rob, who spends 40 hours a week on LinkedIn for me. I'm not doing that, but he knows me, knows my language, and 65 of the registrants here for this webinar came from that. Every hour, 40 hours a week on LinkedIn. What other web dominance do you need? What does your website look like? How attractive is it? What tools? Social proof. Prove how good you are to your target market via the success of your current client base. And pump those messages out. Social proof. Referrals. Yeah, you get referrals now, but you typically get them reactively. You're not actively seeking referrals. Actively seeking referrals is not just a footer on your email, we'd appreciate some more business. Actively seeking referrals is sitting down with your client and say, look, we're growing. The type of client we want is more like you. Only ask your A-class clients for referrals because birds of a feather flock together, right? Ask them. We're looking for more clients like you. We love working with you. Have you got any friends that would deserve and need the work that we do like you? We'd love a referral or two. That'd be much appreciated. Direct response marketing. Like what Doug did, he sent an email out with some graphics of the Fathom reports, cold email, boom, direct response, got a response. Marketing people should know how to do direct response. Running events, seminars, webinars. Here we are running a small webinar. Interesting, this morning, I had a quick scan on LinkedIn and I saw a message out of the UK. And I was referenced in this message. And it was something like, that was an event I attended with me, Rob, in 2016 in London. And I said to my wife, there we were in London at the Paddington Hotel with probably 30 people at great cost. Now we're running a webinar this morning with 325 registrations. I'd rather do it this way. So what are you doing to actively engage? And lastly, the clever use of technology. Clever use of tech. The tech out there is vast, it's enormous, but having a marketing manager who understands this, who can set up the tech stack for you, there's marketing technology that partners don't even know about, right? But it all adds to marketing gravity, people coming to you. Just dig on the content piece for a minute. So one day in about 10 minutes in my little notebook, I jotted down on one page, and I only kept it to one page, all the things that I knew. And here's what I came up with, right? About the accounting profession. Content I knew about the accounting profession. That is content that we can send out with an article, a video, a case study, or whatever, to target market. And so what you do with the content is you mix it up. And the content may be an article. The content may be a blog or LinkedIn post. Could be a report, based on this topic. Where are we on there with our topic today? I haven't got my glasses on, but there'll be a marketing on there somewhere. Endless leads, number 21. There you go. Rainy, number 20. Sales process. We're not doing that today. So 21 and 20 is our, and 18. 18, 21, and 20 are our topics today. So we've taken that content and turned it into a webinar. Could be a video, a studio on location, a video about that content. Could be an interview of some sort about that content. Podcast. I appear on podcast as a guest. I don't do my own podcast, but you can do that if you choose. Webinar like today, right? Seminar, live seminar. Could be boardroom briefing, different content. Could be book or books, different content. The how is an active campaigns to get people to put up their hand and say, sounds great, interested in what you do. Let's unpack that a bit further. If you are for referrals, we can go to existing clients to get more clients actively. We can use email to act. By the way, there's no right or wrong way to attract a lead. There's no right, it's what works for you. You can do mail, lumpy mail. The most important things arrive in the mail. Mail still works. Web and social media platforms work. Phone them up, active activity. Visit, if you choose to, salesperson can make visits, bring some donuts. Running events, as mentioned before. Webinar, seminar, getting sponsors, alliances, affiliates, people who will, endorse you, so to speak. Small products, you might offer a small product for $100. I was thinking one the other day, and it was a wealth report for $97 as the front product. And the $97 report, it says on the website, 2.1 million people have taken the test. I guarantee you, the money is not in the report, although that's a lot of money. The money is in the back end, right? They use the report as a small product to attract. Centers of influence, other people's databases, that's OPD, joint ventures, alliances. There's bunches and bunches of ways that you can attract. You can attract loads and loads of ways. Now, I'm going to give you a gift. Here's a gift. And you're going to need to pull your phone out to get this gift. This gift is the latest version of what we call the strategy map. Here it is. You can see that. It's a poster. Boom. I've got some picture. You're not receiving a physical poster. You attended this webinar for free, right? You're getting a PDF. Let me explain what this is. It's actually so we send this to our member firms when they first sign up. We send them 3. And what they do with it is, number one, they put 2 of them in client-facing areas, framed. Discussion points, conversation starters for clients. The third one is to use with a Sharpie and cross off project as you implement. You can see at the top, I'll just get my pointer here, find that, boom, boom, boom. Leads times conversion rate, follow the bouncing ball, equals new clients. Existing clients plus new equals total. It's actually a mathematical equation. Times retention rate, times average transaction value, times number of transactions per year equals revenue, less cost of goods sold equals GP, less overheads equals profit. It's actually a formal equation about increasing revenue. Then we've got expenses and efficiency, inventory work in progress, accounts receivable, and improved cash flow. And in here, we've got, for example, 72 methods to generate leads. That topic today, this would be the how, right? The how piece. We've got, for sales, 74 methods on how to convert at a higher percentage. We have here 61 methods to increase retention rate. We have 50 methods to increase the average transaction value. We have number of transactions, 38 methods to increase the number of transactions per year. Expenses and efficiency, 41. Inventory work in progress, 40. Accounts receivable, 34. 410 different projects. So the way our firms use this is, number one, framed for client facing. Number 2, as a tool to cross off when we've done it. And number 3, you're not receiving this version, you're receiving a static version. We supply the original artwork where they rebrand it as their own and use it as a lead magnet, a download from their website so that they can attract people who want this themselves. We have a firm in the Netherlands that modified the whole thing in Dutch, specifically for electrical contracting services to get leads. 410. Would you like a copy of this? Because at 4 a month, you'll never run out of ideas. Yes, please. Tim is 1. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Cool. Lots of yeses. Awesome. Love one. Yep. I'm going to give you one. No strings. Awesome. Here's what you do. Grab your phone and zap that QR code. That QR code, you can then play around with. By the way, it's a PDF. When you get it, it'll come to your inbox straight away. We still have ours. Addison, cool. Awesome. Yeah. So, Addison, we did this in COVID. We were sort of stuck and we decided to redo it. And Addison and the team at Profile have got theirs. Awesome tool. Hey, Addison, did you modify it for the dentist at all or not? Or did you just keep it as it is? And Addison, how do you use it is the question. All right, Addison not answering. She may answer. He may answer, not too sure. Got it. Okay. All yours. Take it away for free. So that'll be a little tool for you. You can actually play around with that, zoom it up, and see what some ideas. At 4 a month implemented, if you implemented 4 of these a month, it'll take you 10 years to tick them all off. Not modified for dentists. Got it. Cool. All right. You could, but it's suitable for any type of business. And certainly as a giveaway, use it as a tool to help. So team, as we bring this event to the next 10 minutes, got about 10 minutes left. This is part of what we're talking about, the AOS system. I'm going to bring it on full screen here. Bear with me. Just need my glasses. Ask questions. Get your questions ready. I just need to do something real fast. So team, ask some questions. Anything questions go. I just need to do something as we go here. And then, all right, question away. Get rid of all that. Back to this. Where'd you go? Here we are. Oh, why is that doing that? Got it. All right, 10. Stop share, reshare. Just need to fix it up. Okay, team. So as we look at this model, attracting clients is one part of the deal. There's more to it than that. There's all the inner workings of the firm, and you may be ready right now for attracting clients, and we'd work with you on that. Or you may need something else to start with, ready for next year. I'm not too sure what you need. We need to talk about that. But there'll be something there that's holding you back. Something that's holding you back. What is it? What's holding you back in your accounting business from achieving the sort of business that you want to achieve? Is it pricing? Because there's more topics, right? Is it pricing and packaging? Is it a communication program? Is it workflow efficiency? The whole model on that. Can you get more efficient? By the way, you may not need to attract new clients right now. The topic is that, but you may not need that. You might need something else. Is it the way you spend your time? It's a bit quiet this time of the year, of course. Is it a database to market to, the who? Right, I'm sort of stuck on that. Is it marketing and sales that actually works? Is it product mix? Or is it the people you've got? The mindset, the structure, performance of people? I don't know. Everyone is different with what's holding them back today. But I can assure you that the main thing holding you back is typically comfort. Typically, most accounting businesses, partners, are too comfortable doing what they're doing right now. You're only going to change if the level of discomfort is high enough. Here's what Bob Riggs has to say about the comfort zone. He said, many of us established this comfort zone, right? Coasting, worked hard to get there. It may seem like a good place to be. The problem with this comfort zone is we stop reaching, stretching, growing. The comfort zone frame of mind is settling for what you are today. If the dissatisfaction level is high enough, you'll move. Maybe find today, without continued growth, you're now all you're going to ever be. And the danger is that doesn't hurt. It might even feel good. If you are serious about moving your firm, maybe through these levels, right? This AOS journey, as we call it, as I said at the start, you're on your version of AOS. We believe we can prove that ours is somewhat more efficient, do it faster, more enjoyable, and create bigger profits, less time. You choose as to the level you go on. I'll answer this, Edward, as we go, right? With significant reduction in partner time, yes. How do we recruit the right people with competency to sign off on filings and deliverables? Edward, we just had this topic 2 days ago in one of our momentum sessions, all about hiring and finding the right people. I'm not going to answer it right now, Edward, because I want to stay on topic, if that's okay. We did a workshop earlier in the year on finding and keeping great people. We'll do it again next year. But we have methodology on how to find. I've actually got a workshop on 20 ways on how to find great people, right? And so you need great people for sure. So we'll just stay on topic, Edward, if that's okay. So you decide how far up this journey you go. And as you go up this journey, it's about transforming you, transforming your profit, transforming your cash, transforming your revenue, transforming your team, transforming your clients, transforming your lifestyle, transforming your wealth and yourself as well. And Dennis, I'll answer your question in a moment. With that, you've got 3 pieces to do this. Accountability, you need someone to be accountable to, or a group. Learning new ideas, today's about learning. And sharing, right, with other firms, sharing as well. With content only, then you'll make a burst. So Dennis, answer your questions. Still too small to be one of your clients. Where to go to help us grow? I would recommend, Dennis, you go to our website initially. Ton of free resources. Go to robnixon.com and then go free resources. Guides, there's blogs, there's webinars. Start the books. There's 4 books on Amazon you can find. There's a lot of free content there, Dennis, or close to free on Amazon that you can actually get. And that's content, titled content, right? And that'll be a lot of self-help, a lot of solutions in there. But content only will take you so far. If you want, and you want to really supercharge this, this is where you need coaching. This is where you need direct help to actually take this how-to help, tools, templates, process, support, a team of people that support you, work with you. We hook you up with other firms who've already done it before, work with them as well, and really supercharge this firm. From this webinar, you can have 3 choices. Do nothing. That was nice. Got a couple of ideas. I'm going back to my clients and do nothing. Up to you. You can do a little on your own, right? I'm going to give you some detail there. Maybe get that strategy map and you go, oh, that's cool ideas. I've already done that. Cross them off. Great. There's some good ideas. I'm going to implement that. Do a little bit on your own, right? We want to give you, because like you, Dennis, we can't directly work with every firm. So we want to give you as much as possible so you can get to $1 million, in your case, Dennis, on your own. But if you are of our target market, then let's help you. And let's help you transform. Let's, with coaching, with how-to tools, support, right? And let's get into it right now. So back to the start. 8 firms. If you're more than $1 million now, 1 to 5 aligned partners, ambitious, coachable, then let's meet to see if we can help. The meeting details are now in the chat, and I've got them. So you can have a meeting with Wendy. Wendy is an implementation specialist. She'll have a conversation with you to see where you're at, if you're suitable for us, if you're suitable both ways. It's called a suitability interview, and it's all about both ways suitability. Not for all. We'll tell you straight up if this is for you now or not. Typically, we say no to a third. Typically, a third say no to us, and we'll say yes to a third as well. So if that's you, if you're that criteria, yes, so Edward, yes, please, Edward, all partners on the call. That would be absolutely preferable. If not all partners, then we will have a second call where all partners, or we won't do the meeting, right? Real simple. So yes, Edward, all partners on the meeting, because we need to meet the partners. We need to ask partners specifically the questions, the key questions, because we want to see how aligned those partners are. And so, for example, one of the questions we ask is, in the next 5 years, let's say it's a 3-partner firm, what are your individual revenue goals, individual profit goals, and then individual time goals? And so, Edward, what we're looking for there is we're looking for how aligned the partners are with their goals. Cool. Thank you, Tim. Really appreciate energy and honesty. Can't wait to keep building our firm, work with you in the future. Great. Chris, next year. Awesome. See you soon. We're still around, Chris. We've got a lot of work to do. So yeah, Edward, all partners on the call. We're going to meet the partners because if there's a massive misalignment, then we'll say, look, you guys need to go and sort that out, before we work with you, because we know if there's a big misalignment, then someone will have a handbrake on the whole progress thing. So team, hope you enjoyed that. Grab the tool. You'll receive an email with the recording and the slides as well, and the strategy map. Use that as a tool. Have fun. Hey, we've got 2 webinars left until the end of the year. The next one, we're interviewing 3 firms on 3 different topics. So those that have done aspects of what we've done before, so look out for that. That's in November sometime. And then one final one in December. So look out for those communications. And the next one's live with 3 interviews. All right, team, have fun. Glad you enjoyed it. All the best. Good night, good afternoon, good morning if you're in the southern states. See you later.